in today, and they're so eager and so ready to go. It's the biggest group that we've had. Gave us nice rotations and stuff. We didn't have to wear anybody out today, but all in all, we got a lot of plays and saw a lot of good stuff. Just looking at going down the list a little bit with the picks. Rashad came out very comfortable. We moved him around a lot just to see things that he could do, just to start gathering information a little bit in the running game, but more in the passing game, just to see what we could see. Rasheem Green looked like he's been coached for a long time. Matter of fact, his coach, Kenichi Udeze, who had been with us, was an old Trojan and all that, has done a terrific job with him. You can just see just his awareness and just his feel for things showed up already, and just using his hands and kind of timing and some stuff that he did was good. Will Disley was very comfortable. A very bright kid. Obviously, could pick stuff up right away, but probably looked better in the passing game than we had expected. We saw him catch the ball well, but he just looked really clean running routes and all. So that was great. Who's next? Who's? Yeah. Keem looked very aggressive. He was trying to run through. We had to slow him down in some stuff early on in the practice. And the walkthroughs, he was going too hard, so we had to chill him out a little bit. But he's very excited about being here, and he's a very, very good-looking prospect. Man, he's big and fast, and had a good feel for what's going on. Obviously, Shaq had done a little bit of tutoring. He was ahead of us a little bit with his learning, which was good.
Flowers.
Trey Flowers, this is one that I'm really excited about. We spotted a player that we thought had special qualities that could be a corner. He's played safety basically his whole life. I think he's been a 3.5 years probably starter at Okie State at safety, and I really like the way he played there. But because he's so tall and because he's so agile and he's a good tackler and a good all-around ball player, I think we got a chance to have a really nice prospect. And this is probably the next to BB, probably the tallest guy that we've coached, and so it'll be fun to work with him. Michael, yeah. Well, we had a little competition today in practice. I don't know if you guys got a chance to see that. The competition was not really for the catchers. It was a chance to see the punter punt the football and see how he would do with a bunch of guys watching, just to try to put some heat on him. And he banged the ball pretty good today and gave us a lot of good stuff to draw from.
Jones.
Yeah, good. This is good. The test is really on you. I know all these guys. I'm just checking Dave out. Marco, we were pleased to see. We had heard that he had a little tweak in preparation, but he was able to do the work today, and we jumped him right in at left tackle where he's familiar, and we'll move him a little bit in time just to see the flexibility that he has. But he's a good ball player, and we're really. Everything looked great for the first time out. We're a million miles away from knowing what a lineman can do when we're in this kind of camp, but it was a good start.
Jacob Martin.
Yeah, that's good. Jacob is a really agile football player. He's got some flexibility. We're playing him at the Leo spot right now just to see how he looks there. He's been a rusher primarily. He's got linebacker skills. He's got really good speed, really good agility. We'll see what that means down the road here, but that's a real good sign that there's some flexibility in where we can play him. He looks like he could play the Sam backer spot as well, but we really like him at the start to see what he brings us coming off the edge, and his chases and his motor is really special. So we'll see how that fits with us.
Alex Magoo.
Yeah. Probably the surprise of the day, I thought, was Alex. Alex did a very good job today. He showed really good arm strength. We know that he's very mobile. We've seen a lot of mobility out of him. He got chased a lot last year on film, and so we know that he can move around and make things happen, but he had really good arm strength, and he threw the ball very accurately today for his first time out. Getting him under center was a little change for him, but he had an impressive first day, so we're pleased to see that.
Is this a tough environment for quarterbacks when you don't know the receivers, still learning the playbook?
Well, it's as hard as it gets. You're starting out with guys you don't know, and it's a brand new day and all that, and tomorrow's another brand new day. So you really have to kind of rely on just his overall athleticism and savvy and all that. That's why he did a nice job today with a bunch of guys he's never even talked to before. So I like the first shot.
How was it for you the first day being on the field with Schottenheimer and Solari as well?
Good. We messed up in the first drill of the day today. We were a little bit out of whack, which is my fault for not getting them orchestrated properly. But you know, I guess you got to get 35 years of experience before you can really get it all right, you know. So, but it gave us something to kind of hound Mike about. Everything went really well. These guys are really experienced, savvy coaches, and you could see it already take hands. Brian is very active on the field. Because he's involved with the quarterbacks, he's very much in tune with everything that's going on, and right in the center of the action, which is really good. And it's exciting to see that.
Kenny, is it just like old times? Just bring him
Yeah,
back?
he was barking at him day one, you know, and from the meetings on throughout. Like I said, you know, I guess we talk on the radio or whatever. It's really fun to have him back. I love his spirit, and he brings so much for the players, and he has so much to offer these guys, these young guys, that it just seems to be it's a natural connection that we're lucky to have.
We had a lot of guys, starting with Shaquem, with a lot to prove, chips on the shoulder, that kind of thing. Is that important?
It's always been important. Yeah, it's always been part of the makeup of really the heart of this team, and I feel like I'm one of those guys myself, and it's just kind of the way we relate. It's why maybe we're so competitive, and competition is so much the theme, and all of that. We're just looking for a way to battle and prove, you know, what we can do and where we belong and all that. And there's a bunch of guys. It's really part of the makeup and what John was trying to, you know, focus in on in this draft class in particular, and some of the kids that we've signed as free agents as well. So there's nothing wrong with it. I like that mentality, and it's given us a lot of good stuff in the past.
Describe, if you would, please, Cliff Averill, what he did for your organization.
Yeah, Cliff was a fantastic player for us. We were very fortunate to get him when we did back years ago. And because of where he had been and what he had been through, he came in with a chip on his shoulder too, and something to prove, and did nothing but great stuff. He's been a great leader. He's been a bit of a statesman for us. You know, he's always had always says the right thing and stands for the right stuff, and has been a really high character guy that's just you can always count on. He's been a great competitor in the program, and I love him, and we'd like to keep him connected with our club as long as we can, because he's just exactly what you hope to represent you. And so he's had a great career with us. We couldn't have done it without him, and you know, I know this is a turn for him, but it's a good turn. He's had a good career that he put behind him, and he's moving on, feeling good, and we'll always be grateful to all the work he brought us.
Have he and doctors said ruled out him ever playing again?
I think that's what I don't know. I can't say that. I don't know that, but I you know, at this point, that's the decision.
Pete,
The decision meaning that he's not going to play now.
Pete, I think you've got 4 fullbacks under contract now, at least another 1 or 2 track. Is getting that role back in the offense sort of a priority for you? And what is he making?
It has been, you know, it has been a return to the dynamics that gives you, and you know, we always want to be hardball, and we always want to run the thing as we like, and that gives us a whole nother dimension that we've just been without, you know, and unfortunately, you know, we went into last year ready to go, and our guys got banged up, but this is a good competition right now, and really happy that we have that kind of depth so that we can really check it out, and we won't have to just kind of spot play it. We can really go to it and lean on a little bit during the camp time.
Shaquem talked about, you know, with the attention on him, it being all about football now, and kind of that balance he gets to. Just how important for him is that to, you know, he's obviously
it's extremely important for that turn to occur. I mean, it's been a great story. It will always be a great story. But right now, he's got work to do, and he's got focus that he's got to generate. And there's a lot of people tugging on him, and for all of the right reasons and all of that. But I know he's very determined, and we are to help him in his pursuit of making the club and making himself a spot and all of that. He's like everybody else. He's got to compete like everybody. He's going to do it. He's going to bring it. But it's important that, and the fact that he's talking to you guys about it, he understands, and he's gotten the message, and he's very clear about it, and so, you know, we appreciate giving him a chance, you know, for everybody that's working him. It's just such a wonderful story. He's a wonderful kid and all that. I get it, but right now it's ball.
Oh, to stay humble. What was the message you were trying to convey?
Well, just anticipating what was going to follow, and you know, it's important for all of our guys to stay humble and to know their position and know how it fits, and to not get too full of themselves in the story and all that kind of stuff. Not just him. I mean, it's for all of our guys. But knowing that there was going to be somewhat of a big rush and almost an avalanche of attention and focus, just wanted them to stay centered and stay tuned in and to what's really important. And you know, how does anybody handle what just happened, as far as the following and all that. I don't know, but he's done a good job, and his family has done well by him, and leaning on his brother has been advantageous to him also. So we're making it. We're doing good. He's going to be fine.
Peter,
Going all the way back to
I apologize if you were asked this already, but what is this time of year like for you when you get these new players in here, getting their first taste of the NFL and getting
I'm
exposed?
glad you asked that question. Nobody else asked it. It's really fun. We love coaching, and there's only so much you can do on the chalkboard and, in the film room and all of that. So it's great to get on the field. Phase 2 gets us started on the field. But that's still a long ways from coaching football, with the restrictions that we have. So this is the closest thing we'll get to it until we get to phase 3 and on to the minicamp later on. So it's just fun to be back out. It's fun to see the newness, the opportunities that the guys have, whether they've been here for years or not. There's opportunity that's knocking in all directions right now, and you can sense on our club that they get that, and they're coming very ready, and it permeates everything that we're doing. There's an excitement about it and energy about it that we like.
what excites you the most now in your career working with rookie players? Maybe it's different from when
That's a good question for me in particular. Like today, I had a chance to visit with Trey Flowers, and I'm coaching up a guy that's going to turn into a corner, and it could have been, you could have put me in that meeting right there. You could have put me in that meeting 30 years ago, talking the same stuff and the principles and the concepts and trying to reach a young kid and help him understand what this is all about and what he's getting into and all of that. I mean, it was awesome. I fell right back in the middle of all of it, and so there's this rejuvenation to every season that we have that's a remarkable part of our business that sometimes we don't talk about enough, the newness and the challenges and the unknown and the expectations and the uncertainty of all of it makes this very exciting, and I don't feel any different about this than any season I can remember, but I feel more excited, and to have a chance to see this opportunity come to life. Really, I'm very grateful and appreciative of it, and I felt I was right in the middle of it today. I had to stop for a second, just wow, here we go, and I'm trying to make this kid understand, and something he's never heard before or seen before, and it's pretty darn exciting because that's just the start of it, and then we'll see it unfold in time. It's really fun. So that's just one of the stories.
Related to that, how much did last season maybe wear down and grind?
Well, I'm glad you don't remember, but I've been through a lot of hard seasons, and so that was one of them, and it had its own particular way about it, flavor to it, and all of that. Because it was the most recent, it was the worst one, but I've had a lot worse. I promise you. But it's so crucial. I mean, listen how I'm talking now about the potential of this year coming up and the positive thoughts about it and all of the dreams that you like to fulfill and all. Well, we had all that last year too, and we went into it with all those expectations and then one thing happens after another, and we miss a little something here, you miss a little something there, and now you see the opportunity, it's over, so it breaks your heart, because this is a whole life to it in every year, and it's amazing, and so I don't think it's any worse than some of the other ones. I think there's other ones that have been a lot worse, to tell you the truth, but still very hard because we were very close to turning the corner for that season, and we didn't quite get the finish done like we have had in the past for whatever reason, and so here we go. I'm crank it all up again, ready to go. I can't do nothing about what just happened. What's coming next is that which counts. So, looking forward to it.
Does this first day feel, because of what you desired with the changes in the staff and roster, does this feel fresher today?
Yeah, it does. It does feel. Yeah, there's a newness there that I catch myself scrambling around and some reminders and things that come up just in the structure of practice and how we handle when a guy fumbles the ball on the ground or we jump off sides. There's little things like that, that you could try to cover everything, but then still there's things that pop up, and so there is still newness. But it brings a freshness and it brings an excitement and an energy about it that we're fortunate to be in the middle of.
What are those objectives that you have coming into a camp like this, and do they change much with the new staff?
Well, there are some stuff. There's some. We got iron out a few wrinkles with the new guys, and just fitting together with each other, how we communicate. We've worked really hard to get our language accurately on point, and how we're going to assess things and how we're going to react and respond on the field and all that. But there's still some newness to it. But with such savvy vets, with Shadi and Mike, and Kenny knows his way around here, it's going to be pretty seamless for the most part. But there's still some stuff, it's just challenging things that we have to deal with.
Are there any of the undrafted free agents that really stood out to you so far?
There was a couple guys, yeah. I'm not going to talk about those guys right now, but there was a few guys that looked. I can't remember us having more guys that looked like they fit than this first look, and that's first impression only. That's all I got. But it's a really good first impression, and man, they worked really hard today, and we wore them out today. They're going to be worn by Sunday.
And what did you see specifically in Flowers that made you think he can make the move to corner?
His overall savvy for playing the position, was one. That's after we assessed the size and the speed and all the other stuff. We found a guy that looked like he could be one of these guys potentially. And then I dug in real hard on the way he played, as John did, and we all did, and we saw he's a really good all-around ball player, and he'd been in a lot of situations, a lot of different coverage situations and game situations, and just has a lot of experience. Well, that general preparedness is special, and often some guys get pigeonholed in one, they don't have as many things to draw from. A lot of good, positive experiences and a lot of tough chances and stuff too. A good tackler, an open field guy, made plays on the ball, all of that, and been a leader and all of that, and a good communicator. So all of that added to it, and then when you're 6'3" something and your arms are almost 34 inches long and you run 4.4 and your feet move quick, okay, we're putting some story together here, and from this point on, we'll see how well he can learn and focus and take to it.
Anything else?
Thanks.
Thank you.